I'm Chris the Coast Walker, and I've been walking the British coastline for over 100 days. In a feat of physical and mental endurance, I'm pushing my body to walk up to a marathon or more every single day. I'm not a celebrity, I'm just an ordinary human being like you, and I want you to come on the journey with me.
Okay, it's early morning. I just left Newport. Pretty steep climb up here. My aim is to get to Cardigan today. You'd see in the background there's the Preseli Mountains covered in fog and cloud. It's about 9 degrees. I've got a t-shirt on because it's quite warm still, to be honest. I've got a long way to go. I've got to push hard today. I have got a bit of an injury. I'm not thinking about that at the moment, but I do a little bit of film on the way to keep myself motivated and to give you all a little bit of an account of what my normal day is like. You can see I'm sweating already because I'm pushing hard, even though it's like 9 degrees and there's a bit of wind, potential for rain. It's dry at the moment, so I want to make the best of the dry weather and the best of the good going on the ground. It's quite muddy and slippery, and you can see I'm right on the edge of the cliff here, and the path runs that close to the cliff sometimes. It's pretty dangerous, so I keep walking as I talk because I don't want to waste any time today. So I decided to give myself a bit of a test after being out in my bivvy bag for the last, I don't know how many nights. I've then recently, just last night, had a bed for the night, and this is why I haven't got my full bag. I've got just my little day sack, which you can see here. It's an Osprey lightweight from Cotswold Outdoor. It's an amazing piece of kit. So I just got my day bag, my water in. I think I've got a handful of nuts in the bottom of my bag. I've got my dry layer, my mid layer, and my waterproof. I've got a beanie hat and my gloves. That's all I've got with me. That's all I need. I'm going to push to do, I don't know, somewhere near 20 miles today. But the thing, I want to test myself because, you know, I'm used to walking with my big bag, which is probably about 20 kilo pack. Today I've just got lightweight, I've almost got nothing, and I feel very free, which is the first time in ages. And because I've had a good night's sleep in a comfy bed, and I've been able to have a shower, which is rare. I've also had a really big feed last night. So I had good home cooked food, lots of complex carbs, a little bit of protein, good vegetables, so loads of vitamins and salt replacement, which is brilliant. I hydrated really well through the night and again this morning, and I even had some muesli with fresh fruit and a bit of yogurt this morning. So I am in tip-top form, good shape, set out ready to go, and I'm moving nice and fast, quite confidently, even though the path's very slippery and a bit treacherous. I'm not running, you know, I've got walking boots on, I'm not going to run in those, but I'm intending to try and test myself and see what I'm capable of today in terms of how far I can get and how quick I can get there. This is a prime example. You know, I was talking about testing myself today and travelling between 15 and 20 miles and seeing how I get on, but 15 to 20 miles, not that fast, less than a marathon, right? It's just so easy on flat, stable ground, but you can see around every bend there's an up and then a down, back up over the cliff. You can see in the distance there's another set of headland, but that bay goes in quite a long way, and I'm coming to another hill here, and that's probably the third incline that I've done so far already. I've been out here for 35 minutes, so give you an idea of what today's going to be like. You know, flat distance, no problem. Ups and downs over different terrains, quite muddy and slippery on the grass here. You're very close to the cliff edge, but that's also coupled with the fact that the path becomes quite rocky. There's a lot of slate which falls at different angles around here, so that breaks up as well, and you've got to get over that. And then at points it feels like you're actually bouldering because you're clambering over rocks and big boulders. There's a lot of flint in the ground here as well, a lot of clay. It's just all sorts of different geology. It's crazy. This little guy. It's just started raining now, and I can see the riverfront is pretty much all the way over the coast where I'm heading. It's going to stay like this for a while. I've just chucked my waterproof on real quick. I'm still moving nice and fast. Had a little bit of a slip a second ago. Can't really capture that on film, because I'm not always holding my phone obviously, but you'd laugh if you saw me slip anyway. So maybe I should try and capture that. We'll see.
I'm really careful about mushrooms. If I'm not sure that I can identify them exactly, then I leave them alone, and you should too. If in doubt, leave it out. I'm almost sure that these are types of wax cap or winter chanterelle, but they could easily be false chanterelle or something more sinister.
And of course with every hill that goes up, you've got to go back down, and this is, again, you won't get a very good impression of this, but it's a lot steeper than you might think. And I just thought you could see that winding path, see how it weaves around. Alright, so I'm at the bottom of that now, and I'm moving on some flatter ground for a minute. But for all the speed that you gain when you're walking fast and trying to make good ground, you can really be slowed down by just a very short distance going downhill or uphill. It's because it's so slippery and dodgy, and you've got to be careful, because what you don't want to do is slip to the point where you cause an injury and you're out here on your own. No one's going to come and help you. You've got to keep pushing, keep going. Now, I have to be particularly careful of it, because that's my life every day, is walking. And if I can't walk for a day, I lose 20 to 30 miles. If I lose 20 to 30 miles, I'm not going to be where I need to be on time. If I'm not where I need to be on time, it extends the trip that much further, and every time I'm not making those miles, all that's in my head is I'm not going to get home to my girls and my wife. I just can see some nesting sites in the edge of the cliff. I don't know if you'll be able to see them there. The birds just flew out now. And there's some right here as well, look. And the birds will make these nests in the side of the cliff, and they'll lay their eggs in there, and they'll sit in there and roost until the eggs hatch, and then they'll go out and food. There's bountiful ground all around here for them to pick up food, to feed to their young, and give them the best chance at life. And even though they're right on the cliff edge, they'll fly from such a young age, and if they don't, they just fall. I mean, that's how they learn. It's really coming down now. Still moving. It's not getting any easier. I've still got a long way to go. You can see in the distance there. I've got to get over to that headland, come inland, and then go back out towards that headland on the other side. And I've still got about 12 miles to go after that.
I started to get tired, and my body is starting to drain of energy. Staying positive often becomes difficult, especially when I'm on my own all the time, out in wet weather and cold conditions. The constant up and down of the path is really taking out on my legs now. A few times my mind begins to drift, and I don't really understand where I am mentally. There's this chatter in my mind, and I try to embrace it rather than ignore it, finding a way to stay positive and cling to something that I know will get me through. Having had another slip and it knocking my confidence, I decide to take shelter for a few moments just to reassess and reflect on what I'm doing. I constantly analyse my movements, my decisions, my thought process, and wonder if it's really worthwhile. But today is just another day. These things happen, and I know that no matter how bad it gets, it's only ever temporary. I resolved to push on.
Look at that. Terrifying, really. I'm right on the edge here. That's it. One mistake. Bye bye.
The weather front that was following me has now moved in even further. It's a whiteout condition up here right close to the edge of the cliff, and I can see across the fields as well now that everything is white and visibility is poor. It's easy in these conditions for people to get lost, so what I need to do is make sure I keep my bearing, stay on the track, and know exactly where I'm heading.
Hold on a minute. It's just been going through quite some thick vegetation area for ages, not been able to see where I'm going because the path comes inland a bit as I'm heading towards Cardigan. There's a place called Poppet Sands, and I've just noticed now, literally I've just come under a telegraph line, the telephone line, so I know I'm heading back towards civilization, which is good because it means I've done that distance I was meant to do to get back off the coast path into the town where I'm headed, and it's just 1 o'clock now, which means I've still got 3 and a bit hours left of light, but it means I'm making good progress, and I know that it'll speed up from here because that telegraph line will go over a metal road. Once I'm on that metal road, everything will fly past really, really fast, and I'll get to where I'm going. That's it. I can see Poppet Sands. I'm on the road and I'm heading into Poppet Sands now, and then Cardigan Bay, so I am almost there. I've done it. Made it. So I agreed that this would be my exfil point, or where I'm being picked up from today by the person that I'm staying with, meeting them at the RNLI lifeboat station, and I'm here already. So right now I'm going to have some water, I'm going to take my shoes and socks off and wring them out, and I'm going to get my dry layers on because I'm soaking wet, and my body temperature is going to plummet because I'm just going to be stood still for a minute. So I'm going to do that now. You can see it's just beautiful.